Twitchell amateur filmmaker, Star Wars geek, Dexter-obsessed copycat killer?
He said something to the effect of every city needs somebody like Dexter, and he meant in a real sense.
Edmonton cops say Twitchell was auditioning for that very role and scripted the brutal murder of Johnny Altinger in his dark diary, SK Confessions.
Here inside SK Confessions, it looked like they had a blow-by-blow account, everything that happened, and what the killer thought of it as he was doing it.
Inside the kill room where Twitchell allegedly bludgeoned and butchered Johnny, police gather a garage full of blood and DNA evidence. They've even got a witness who will testify that Twitchell tried to make him victim number one, Gilles Tétrault.
Just amazing. It's a miracle that I got away.
It should be a prosecutor's dream case, but there's a big piece of the puzzle missing, Johnny Altinger's body.
How do you prove a murder if you don't have a body? And, you know, that was a dilemma that went on for months and months.
In the blood-soaked prose of Twitchell's diary, the killer disposes of his victim's remains in a sewer. But which one?
They had spent months searching through every sewer, you know, snaking cameras down, trying to find where was this body located.
To no avail. Without Johnny's body, could a jury be convinced that this was nothing more than a twisted fantasy or just a missing persons case?
This was the big unknown through this whole case, which caused a lot of concern, was wondering, do the police have enough to prosecute this case if they don't have Johnny's remains?
And then the missing final chapter of SK Confessions gets delivered face to face.
The police got a call from Mark Twitchell's new lawyer and said, you want to come down to the jail, we've got something to show you.
When officers arrive, they find the movie-making madman is still full of surprises.
Mark Twitchell didn't say anything and just pushed across the table a folded piece of paper.
Under a printed Google map of Twitchell's neighborhood are these words: location of John Altinger's remains. Unlike the directions luring Gilles and Johnny into his trap, these directions are detailed and to the point. They lead directly to a sewer a short distance from Twitchell's studio.
Extraordinarily enough, the body was found only a couple of blocks from where the police had stopped searching.
But was Twitchell's blockbuster admission part of a bigger plan?
Mark Twitchell's lawyer had done everything to try to make him look, you know, as normal as possible. He was wearing a little, you know, polo golf shirt. He was wearing khaki pants, schoolboy haircut. He wasn't someone that you would look at and say, that's a creepy guy.
Not creepy, and cooperative too. Was Mark Twitchell not the monster prosecutors painted him to be?
He gave the most elaborate defense I have ever heard in my entire life.
Elaborate and frankly, unbelievable.
He called this thing multi-angled, layered psychosis entertainment, that I was gonna lure him to this garage, convince him to disappear for a while, and then everyone would think that this really happened. And isn't that eerie that it happens to match this new movie that's just come out?
It was all a publicity stunt gone tragically wrong.
Johnny, you know, flew into a rage and they had a struggle, and, you know, in self-defense, Mark Twitchell accidentally killed Johnny Altinger.
That's right. Twitchell tells the jury the murder was all Johnny's fault.
The problem was that, you know, none of that matches up with any of the evidence. This made absolutely no sense, and he really had no credibility.
The jury agrees, and only 5 hours later hands down the verdict. Mark Twitchell is convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison.
He's gotten the max sentence he can for this crime, but I don't think it's enough. What he did to Mr. Altinger is unforgivable.
Unforgivable and unforgettable. Coming back to the scene of the crime still gives Gilles Tétrault the chills.
That's more than just a garage.
Yes.
That is a kill room, a movie set.
Yep.
It's the place you nearly lost your life. When you look at this, I mean, what do you see?
You know, it brings back a lot of the nightmares and the memories that happened to me here.
And even I could feel the eerie aura hanging over the secret kill room Twitchell called a movie studio.
Oh, someone's coming out.
And it's a feeling shared by the neighbors of this house of horrors like Gordon Swellen.
You can probably imagine why we're interested in the garage. You know him?
No.
He's the one who got away.
Yeah, I was
Keep
the
rolling.
first victim that got away.
What's more unbelievable, Gordon tells us the new renter has left the garage virtually unchanged.
Have you ever seen the inside of the garage?
No, my dad was told by the owner of it, though, that they still have all the markings on the ground of where all the body parts were and weapons. And that, like, it's still all taped down and everything.
How have you been able to heal from all of this? Are you better, or do you still suffer from, I would think, nightmares?
At first I did. I had nightmares and I think about it all the time. I started actually writing things down and it helped me quite a bit.
Both Gilles and Steve Lillebuen have written books telling the story of the wannabe Dexter killer. Even though he's now locked away for life, the twisted mind of Mark Twitchell still haunts those who have met him.
A lot of times people will write him off as an idiot and incompetent, but I say be more careful. He's smarter than they're giving him credit for. And he can become a dangerous person again if he's given the opportunity. Very dangerous, I think.
And believe it or not, Twitchell has posted another profile looking to meet people, this time on the website CanadianInmatesConnect.com. He writes in part, "I've made some terrible, regrettable choices in the past, and I've come to terms with the consequences. Now, I seek to infuse purpose into my life. Connection is a huge part of that." He also lists his expected date of release at 2027, which is not likely since he must serve at least 25 years before he's eligible for parole.